Yes, sir. Whenever I get on here and say yes, sir, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time to get active. All right, so we're jumping right into it. It's a lot to talk about tonight. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. Tonight we're talking about DJ Vlad and J. Cole. There's a lot of hate going on for these guys right now. We're gonna break it down. A lot of people are saying, man, J. Cole punked out. Kendrick Lamar called out J. Cole. J. Cole dropped his 7 minutes of drill, and he didn't want no smoke after that. People are saying J. Cole punked out. People are saying DJ Vlad punked out in his situation with this Princeton professor. We're going to break that down. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's go ahead and break this down. We're going to start with DJ Vlad. You know why? Because first, them. If we talking about someone punked out, we're not going to start by breaking down my brother J. Cole. We're going to start with DJ Vlad. All right. Now, in case you haven't been following this situation, DJ Vlad is involved. They're dragging him on Twitter because he tried to get this Princeton professor fired. Tried to get him out of there. Here's the situation. So we know that Kendrick Lamar and Drake are currently beefing. They've dropped some diss tracks. We're going to break that down a little bit later in tonight's live. And DJ Vlad, he's a commentator. He has his DJ Vlad channel. He's a DJ. He gets involved in hip hop conversations. So he said, Kendrick's not like us. Needed a better mix. It takes away from the song. Now, a lot of people are rocking with Kendrick right now. Me being one of them. Because Kendrick just washed Drake in this beef between Drake and Kendrick. So DJ Vlad getting involved, putting his 2 cents, trying to put shade on Kendrick. A lot of people weren't feeling that. A lot of people weren't feeling that. This one woman, Morgan Jenkins in particular, says, Vlad, you're white. This is black folks' affair. This is not about you. Right? This is her response. But she's a professor at Princeton. She's a professor at Princeton. So DJ Vlad responds, wait, so a professor at Princeton is telling me that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion about hip hop? Is that how you interact with your students? All right, now here's the thing. DJ Vlad low-key has a point here. Low-key, something slight. Something slight. I have seen online a lot of people tend to do this thing where, oh, we don't want white people talking about anything. We're going to shut them. You're white. Don't talk about this. Right? Or you're a guy. Don't talk about this. I've seen a lot of conversations be ended on Twitter like, oh, you're white. Shut up. We don't want to hear it. I think that's a weak argument. If somebody says something, address the argument. I don't know if I want to just throw race into it first thing. If DJ Vlad says there's a weak track, address the track. Don't first jump off and start talking about, oh, you're white, you're not allowed to have an opinion. So at this point, I would say that on the low, DJ Vlad has a point. Why are we bringing race into this? I feel him on that part. All right. Morgan Jenkins responds, what I'm saying is that you put your opinion in a discussion that's not needed. This conversation is and should center black people, not you. Okay. All right. I feel her to a certain extent. All right. She's saying it's not about him, but at the same time, he is a DJ. This is hip hop. I don't think that race, I think she pulled the race card a little early. Guys, as black people, sometimes you don't know what she's going through that day. She might have just been hyped up. She might have been saying something frivolously on Twitter. She might not have been thinking about it. But sometimes we pull that race card a little bit too quick. I think she pulled it a little quick on this one. DJ Vlad comes back. Don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton about this on Monday. Now, this is where DJ Vlad lost me. This is where DJ Vlad lost me. Does he have a point about maybe she pulled the race card a little bit early? Yeah, I would say he might have a point. But when you start talking about, I'm going to reach out to Princeton about this on Monday, you're trying to get this woman fired? You're trying to get this woman fired over some stuff online, some Twitter beef? Dude, at this point, I'm saying it's not looking good. I'm starting to go back with Morgan Jenkins on this one. At first, I would have rocked with you, Vlad. You're a hip hop. You're a DJ dude. You're talking about hip hop. I get it. But when you're starting to threaten people in their livelihood, you're starting to threaten this woman's job, saying you're going to go to Princeton, try to get this woman fired over a tweet. That's a Karen move. That's a Karen move. That's not cool. And you're in hip hop. In hip hop, we don't condone snitching. What happened to no snitching, Vlad? You're a DJ. You're supposed to be in hip hop. You're supposed to know we're not just snitching for no reason. Frivolous snitching. This woman didn't do anything to hurt you, anything to take anything from you, and you trying to take her livelihood. You snitching, Vlad. Right? Semester's over and my contract has been completed. This is what Morgan Jenkins responds. But thanks for trying to bully me out of a job for centering black people because you got your feelings hurt. Very retaliatory, huh? Nice tactic. Yo, Morgan, I'm with you on that one. Like, yo, we over here talking about hip hop. Vlad, I get it. Like, she pulled the race card a little early. I was with you, but when you start threatening her job, now I gotta rock with Morgan at this point. Hey, keep it online. Like, have your conversation. This is no need. I don't like when people start trying to hit people's jobs up and stuff for stuff they're saying online. You basically trying to censor their speech. Look, let the woman say something. You disagree. All right, just move on. Like, there's no need to get the woman fired. So I'm rocking with Morgan at this point. All right, so the conversation goes on. Don't try to hold on. It says, don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton this Monday. Semester's over. Okay. It's called a permanent record. Every university has one. I went to Berkeley myself. People spew ignorant and bigoted comments at you publicly and then act like they're getting bullied when they get a response. Typical victim mentality. Go ahead and take that at Princeton out. So he's at this point, he's adding Princeton. He's adding Princeton. So Princeton is now aware of this whole situation. For him to say she's bigoted, just say you disagree. He didn't call you no monkey. He didn't call you like what did he say that was so out of line to the point where she deserves to get fired? I don't know. I think that's a bit extreme. I think that's a bit extreme here. So in this situation, I don't know. All right. So fast forward. What happens? So we see here the conversation ends. Good luck being a professor at Princeton again, at Princeton again. So I doubt the university supports their faculty telling non-black students to shut up about anything hip hop related because of her skin color. So at this point, he's going full Karen. He's trying to get this woman fired. But of course, people started dragging him. People like, people are out here, yo, why are you over here in Princeton trying to get this black woman fired for saying, yo, we're talking about black people issues. This has nothing to do with you. So he starts to apologize. He starts to apologize. Let's skip down to the apology. So this is DJ's Vlad after he gets dragged on Twitter all weekend. Everyone's saying, "Hey man, this guy's going Karen. He's centering himself in black genres. You're involved in hip hop. Hip hop is a black genre. So you center yourself as a in a black genre. Then you try to get a black woman fired. Black people not taking kindly to that. We've been dragging him all weekend, so finally he backs down. He's like, since it's Monday, let me clear the air and state that I never had any intention of filing a complaint to Princeton for former professor Morgan Jenkins saying that white people aren't allowed to comment on Kendrick Lamar's music. But we see that he already added Princeton multiple times. So it's not like you never intended to do it. You already did it. He did what he did, and now he's trying to cop a plea. She trolled me and I trolled back. That's not trolling when you start adding people's jobs, when you start trying to get people fired. When you say, I'm going to go and get you lose your job, that's not trolling. Trolling is I say some stuff online. Do I mean it as jokes? That's trolling. Do I mean it in real life? I don't mean all that stuff. That's trolling. This, when you start getting real life scenarios, real life people's jobs are at stake here, that's not trolling. At the end of the day, it created an interesting discussion about race relations in America. I'll be discussing it further, and then he tries to plug his channel. Now, I'm going to let Miss Morgan Jenkins get the last word, and she's right. She's like, that's a lie. He tagged my employer multiple times with the intention to professionally harm me. I didn't troll. I centered black people in a discussion on hip hop. and told him to stand down because it's not his space. But now he's backtracking because he miscalculated. By the way, stop contacting my family. So apparently, allegedly, he's trying to contact his family, try to get some type of conversation going, some type of direct conversation going with Mortgagee because she's not having. She's like, yo, you really try to get me fired over me saying this is a black genre, this is black people talking about beef between two black people. There's a lot of black stuff going on this side. DJ Vlad, you always putting your nose in some situation. DJ Vlad getting people locked up with his little interviews, people going on his interviews getting locked up. That's being used as evidence. So he's got people locked up, allegedly. So Morgan Jenkins like, we don't want to hear what you got to say. Do I agree with her? No, I don't agree. I think that he should be allowed to say what he wants to say. I think he should be allowed to say what he wants to say. But whether I agree with him or not, and whether I agree with her or not, I don't think it's worth jeopardizing somebody's job for some conversation online. That's my point here. What happened to the freedom of speech? What happened to we're against the censorship? Because don't I hear the right wingers, right? Don't I hear these guys talk all the time about we need freedom of speech? He does interviews. He has a public platform where he's making money by speaking. So then the first thing you do when you hear something you don't like is you go and try to get the woman fired? Your whole business is talking. You got to understand that you might not agree with everything that somebody says. If they're talking, you're going to agree with some of it, you're going to disagree with some of it. That's for any human. People don't deserve to lose their job over something like that. But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. That's the thing about it. So again, do I agree with Morgan Jenkins? Initially, no. I don't know. I don't want to censor Vlad and say he's not allowed to talk about hip hop because he's a DJ. He's involved in hip hop. That's his job. He might know a little bit about hip hop. But when you start trying to get this woman fired as a backlash, nah, I can't rock with you. In my opinion, that's where he punked out. If you ask me, that's where DJ Vlad punked out. He didn't even he didn't even punk out by apologizing. He should have apologized because he's wrong for trying to get the woman fired. He punked out at the point where he's going trying to get the woman fired. That's a punk move. That's a punk move. If you disagree with somebody verbally, you should have the strength and the capacity to express yourself and say what you feel, say what you think, without having to run to some higher authority to get this woman reprimanded, right? So at that point, DJ Vlad punked out, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a punk move. That's a punk move. That's not cool. Now, the other half of this is okay. Before we get into whether or not J. Cole punked out, I also want to point this out. Yesterday I made this video. Not yesterday, but this week I made a video here. And on that video, I was saying that a lot of times these Jewish folks, because mind you, DJ Vlad is Jewish, they've been trying to shame people into speaking on the Israeli Palestine conflict. See, and this is where we start to talk about power plays. When we start to talk about power moves, that's where this comes into play. Because you got to understand, DJ Vlad, he is Jewish, so he has a lot of connections that are going to support him on his position on this issue. But when I tell black people, hey, you might want to be careful getting involved in some of these conversations, you might want to be careful because this stuff can get back to you. They can use this against you. There's a lot of powers that be that are protecting the narrative, protecting the quote unquote Jewish people, the Israelis, the Israeli agenda. And mind you, I'm going to make another video. That's a whole nother video I'm going to have to break down my prediction for this 2024 election. That's going to be an interesting conversation. Y'all going to have to come back for that. Y'all going to have to come back for that. But I want to bring this up because they try to shame us into speaking on it, knowing that if we speak and if we tell the truth, hey, it's messed up what y'all Jewish people, what y'all Israelis are doing to the Palestinian people, that's messed up. You can end up getting reprimanded just like Vlad tried to do to this Miss Jenkins. You say something that you think, and they're going to shame you. They're going to try to reprimand you. But if you don't say what you think, then they're going to say, oh, why are you being quiet? Check this out.
Didn't you shout out
Oh, and by
Didn't
the
you
way,
shout out Drake?
shout out to Mav Hoffa. Salute, brother. I see you doing your thing. He the big dog right now. Mav Hoffa doing his thing. Uh, so he got some good content over there. Y'all be sure to subscribe to his channel.
And
Khaled?
yeah, that was you, right? For not speaking on the whole. Yeah, that was.
And then shortly afterwards, Drake made a statement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so again, to give y'all some context, Drake is Jewish. Vlad is Jewish. So Vlad's telling them, hey, Drake, you're Jewish. You should speak on the Israeli-Palestine conflict. Hey, DJ Khaled, you're Palestinian. You should speak on the conflict. Now, after Vlad told them both to speak on the conflict, Drake, who's Jewish, spoke on the topic and said, oh, it's messed up on both sides. All right, but DJ Khaled didn't say anything. Why? Because what you think is going to happen if someone involved in hip hop, which is controlled by those guys, the small hats. You know what I'm saying? If DJ Khaled speaks on it, what you think going to be the consequence?
In that case,
Because one's Palestinian and the other one claims Jewish. And,
yeah, I did.
And my whole thing was, you should say something. And I went on the Breakfast Club and I said, and I'm Jewish myself, and I've been to Israel and Palestine, and I said that both parties are wrong.
Right.
You know, Hamas is wrong for an attack that killed over 1,000 people and the kidnappings, and Israel is wrong with the retaliation that's killing innocent people. Both parties are wrong. And to this day, Khaled hasn't said anything. And he's the one that bragged about being the son of a Palestinian shoemaker. That was his platform. But he hasn't said a single thing about Palestine. I guess he's worried he might fuck up his Nike deal.
No, I don't think.
Now hold on. Does he have a point? He's saying DJ Khaled used to brag about being the son of a Palestinian shoemaker. That was his whole platform at one point. DJ Khaled was like, hey, I'm Palestinian. I'm representing for Palestine. Big up Palestine. That was DJ Khaled's whole, coming up. But now he has a record deal. He has a Nike deal. Hint, hint, clue, clue. And Drake and DJ Vlad's trying to tell DJ Khaled, why don't you speak on Israel Palestine? Knowing that, okay, if DJ Khaled goes out and speaks on the Palestine issue, saying, yo, it's messed up what y'all are doing, that Nike deal, boom. Right? It's gone. You losing dozens of millions of dollars off of that. He's feeding his family. He might be feeding the people in Palestine. We don't know what he's doing with those funds. Right? But DJ Vlad, you gotta understand, they're putting pressure on. I'm not saying he's not FBA, but still he's putting pressure on the black folks, the Palestinian supporters, to say, hey, DJ Khaled, why you aren't shouting out Palestine? Why you don't suck on it? Why? Because it's consequences. It's consequences, and you gotta pick your battles. But y'all put it in the comment section. You tell me. Do you think that DJ Khaled is wrong for not speaking on the Palestine issue? I mean, he's Palestinian, so Vlad low-key has a point there. Vlad has a point. I would think that he should speak on it, but I don't think it's Vlad's position to pressure him to speak on it. You did? You did? That should be his decision. We don't got to put this man in an awkward position. We don't know what he's got going on. But at the same time, maybe he has a point. All right, so let's break down this. J. Cole situation. Let's break down this J. Cole. All right. So if you're not aware, right now there's a big beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, right? We know that Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been beefing. I think that Kendrick Lamar washed Drake. I got Kendrick Lamar up 3-1. I say push-ups maybe beat Euphoria, but I got 616 over Taylor Made. I definitely got Meet the Grams over Family Matters. Family Matters was decent, but Meet the Grams was Bop, bop, bop. Shots fired. And Meet the Grams, Kendrick Lamar takes some deep personal shots at Drake's message to his son, whole verse to his family, message to him. Like, oh, shoot. Meet the Grams was rough. And then Not Like Us, of course, is better than The Heart Part 6. On The Heart Part 6, Drake pretty much apologized. He was like, "Oh, you were a good competitor. You know, it was fun. It's getting too personal. I'm good. I'm good." Drake threw in the towel with The Heart Part 6. So I got Kendrick up 3-1, right? But here's the thing. While all the attention is going on with Drake and Kendrick, there's not a whole lot of talk going on about J. Cole. Notice J. Cole, he dropped his 7 minutes of drill. So he did have an official response to the Like That track. But after that, it was just like, listen, I gave you one, you gave me one. Give me one more if you want, but nigga, I'm good. I'm good. All right, I'm good. I don't want to beef. I don't want to do this rap beef. I don't want to go song for song, bar for bar with you. I like your music. I'm a fan of yours. I think you're great. I know I'm great. There's no need for me to beef. I'm going to make my music and I want to see you do great too. That's J. Cole's perspective. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is punking out. A lot of people are saying J. Cole punked out. I don't even want to listen to J. Cole anymore because he backed away from the beef with Kendrick. He didn't want the beef with Kendrick and he punked out. That's what a lot of people are saying. And I got to break this thing down. Here's the issue I have with that mentality. J. Cole did the right thing. For who J. Cole is, he was wise. He did the wise thing. Right now, the results of the beef between Kendrick and Drake is what? Security guard shot at Drake's Toronto home amid beef with Kendrick Lamar. This has come from the BBC. Security guard shot at Drake's Toronto home amid beef with Kendrick Lamar. And you think that J. Cole punked out? Really? We got Kendrick washing Drake 3-1. Musically, Kendrick washed Drake. And on the streets, bop, 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 shots fired. Bop, 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 shots fired. Let me tell you, this is a message to the youth, man. This is a message. Listen, let me get my camera here. This is a message to the youth. Seeking peace is never punking out. We gotta normalize seeking peace. We gotta normalize peace. For real. There's music now that would have never been here where Drake's son will now grow up. Drake's son is a child, and his alleged daughter are children. And they got to go to school listening to people play Kendrick Lamar in the car. Listen to Kendrick Lamar dissing their father. This is what Drake's children have to listen to. When they grow up and they go into the club, they're going to hear music of their father getting dissed. They're going to hear music telling them that they shouldn't look up to their parents. Your father didn't care about you. That's what Drake's children are going to hear. What? Security guard shot at Drake's Toronto home. People are getting injured, sent to the hospital. People being sent to the hospital because of this beef. Allegedly. And you want to tell me that J. Cole did the wrong thing? You want to tell me that J. Cole did wrong by putting out a song? It's not like he just shut up. It's not like he, asked for more. He sent one out. You jab me, I jab me. Let's call it truce. I'm done. I'm good. I'm not into beef. I'm not into this rap beef. I'm good. My music is good as a standalone. I don't need to go back and forth with you trying to dig up personal stuff about your family, and I'm good on that. I'm good. I digress. I'm looking for peace. This is J. Cole's mentality. Look, I gave you one, and truth be told, man, I apologize. I shouldn't have even gave you the energy of that one. I should have just, when you hit me with the first one like that, I should have just ate that. Matter of fact, I know who I am. I know that I'm a great artist. My raps are decent. Yours are hard. We good. I'm not even trying to compete with you, black man. I'm good. I'm good. And people are shaming J. Cole for taking the mentality of I'm good. I want peace. People are saying that J. Cole should have went the Drake route. Drake should have went the Drake route. Drake should have had people sending memes of him getting washed 3-1, 4-1, 4-0. That's what J. Cole should have done, huh? Okay, that's what you think. And then you got to make some phone calls to your boy's family. You got to make phone calls to your boy's family saying, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your son's in the hospital. I'm gonna go visit him because my security guard just got shot at my house." You got to make phone calls. Now you got to go to the hospital. If you go to Drake route. So this is a message to the youth, man. Don't let people shame you and say, "Oh, you punking out." Oh, if you seek peace, I don't want to listen to your music, or I don't want to listen to your content because you seeking peace. Hey, listen, man. If peace is corny, let me be corny, dog. Let me be corny, bro. For real. You should be prepared for war, but you shouldn't seek it. Listen, man. At all times, seek peace. Whenever possible. It would, whenever possible. If peace is an option, choose peace. That's my philosophy. If peace is an option, choose peace. I say J. Cole made the right decision. He dropped some music. He can come back next year and he's good. Meanwhile, Drake's people getting shot at. Drake getting watched on the internet. He's gonna have to look over his shoulder next time he go to California, just like Biggie. I don't know. You ask me. You ask me. I say J. Cole made the right decision. I'm not holding that against him. People trying to shame my man, saying, yo, you should have been looking for beef. What's beef? What's beef? That's something that people should be looking to get into. Shots fired at Drake's house. And y'all saying J. Cole wrong. for maintaining his career and the health of himself and his team. Hey, salute to J. Cole, man. He ain't no punk. He's a wise man. Y'all better learn something from that situation. Y'all better learn something. But hey, that's gonna be it for tonight's video. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. I'll be back. Y'all be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you made it this far in the video. And if it's your first time watching, do me a personal favor and smash the subscribe button. Look at me. Look at me. Did I almost do that? I almost did that. Hold on, guys. Before I go off, I got to give a salute. I gotta give a salute to our sponsors. Come on, look at me. Look at me. Y'all bear with me here. Cause today is a sponsored video. Sickle cell awareness. We have been sponsored to give PSAs, public service announcements, concerning sickle cell awareness. And this is a standalone series. This is a part of a playlist which will be available here on Fried Time Media. Every episode builds on the last. There's very interesting episodes. Here we go. And these will be standalone episodes, so y'all can check these out. Hold on, let me make sure that y'all can see this. Let me find one. Can we go to 2? All right, y'all check this out. Boom. All right, check this out.
You know, this stuff really helps me deal with the pain of sickle cell disease. Whenever I ask for more pain meds, they don't give me enough. They don't believe me, as if I'm making this stuff up. Did you know that 32% of sickle cell disease patients turn to alcohol as a coping mechanism? Because of consistent pain, because of life challenges, and this emotional roller coaster we're on.
Yeah, I have sickle cell too. And financially, I just can't catch a break. And due to my crisis, I'm always either in the hospital or in the bed. Do you know 70% of people like me with sickle cell, other sickle cell patients, are in my same predicament? And because of no job, it means no health care. I mean, they say we lose about $700,000 over the course of our lifetime due to inability to work due to sickle cell.
Wow, that's a lot. And we have a 907% increase in total medical costs and a 285% increase in out-of-pocket costs compared to those without sickle cell. I just want to drink and forget.
Many in the sickle cell community seek alcohol to escape or cope, but the associated risk of alcoholism and the downward spiral caused by alcohol dehydration and the fact that alcohol is actually a depressant makes this coping mechanism dangerous. Don't let the high take you low.
Boom! All right. Sorry about that, guys. I should have had that queued up for you, but it will be featured here as a standalone episode. You can go back and watch. The entire series will be available for you in playlists, and you can just go by one. It's a very interesting episode, and they give different information as far as sickle cell anemia. A lot of people suffer from it, my brother being one of them. He recently passed last year of sickle cell, and luckily he was never much of a drinker, so he didn't have that problem in particular. But I hung out with a lot of his friends who also had sickle cell, and I know some guys who used to drink and have sickle cell, and let me tell you, that thing was it's difficult to juggle that, because a lot of those people, it's a trigger for crises. And you're already in a very difficult situation. It's hard to maintain a job. It's hard to keep steady income because you're in and out of the hospital. You might go to the hospital multiple times a month, right? So it's hard to maintain a job with that situation. Then your brain is fried because you're taking all these medications to maintain your health. It's really serious disease. It's very serious disease. It's a very difficult situation. So a lot of people turn to alcohol, which further complicates their problem, right? So we're trying to increase the awareness of this situation. So salute to our sponsors, bringing the knowledge and the awareness about sickle cell, and increase, visibility of people who suffer from this illness, because it's a very serious situation. But hey, that's going to be it for today's video. I appreciate everyone who's made it this far on the video. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if it's your first time watching, smash the subscribe button for content just like this. I'll catch you on the next one. We make a wide range of topics, from hip hop, news, current events, all types of things. So come on back for this topic conversation, some controversial perspectives you might not have heard before. I'll see you on the next one.